Another day of Paul Pogba updates here on United People's TV. I'm sorry I'm not here with a photo of Paul Pogba holding up his Manchester United shirt, but the deal is still not being announced. And we're standing by our guns that the deal is already done behind the scenes and we're simply waiting for an announcement. But in the meantime, we're going to bring you all of the updates from the press so you are kept up to date with the latest news on Pogba. And we start with an article from James Ducker in the Telegraph. He is saying that the fee has been agreed and Man United are closer to making that announcement. James Ducker is a reporter that we trust. He's built up a great reputation on Manchester United over the years. And it was actually James who originally posted the article on the 7th of July about Pogba to Manchester United, saying that Mourinho wanted to complete this deal before the Community Shield on Sunday against Leicester. We're 48 hours away from that. Could Man United potentially announce an agreement has been reached and then we can look at getting the medical and the contract and all that done after? We may get the announcement in stages rather than simply Pogba holding a United shirt up. And another journalist who's got involved here is Duncan Castles for the Daily Record. We all know Duncan. He is Jorge Mendes's mouthpiece, the agent of Ronaldo, of Nani, of Falcao, of Di Maria. Long links with Manchester United. He is saying that the fee has been agreed, 110 million for Pogba. That includes 85 million directly to Juventus for Pogba and a 25 million pounds payment to Mino Raiola for that commission fee that he has as an agent. That is ridiculous. That's going to be more than pretty much every footballer in the world earns this year, and he is a football agent. That shouldn't be happening. But both of these articles came out last night, and James Ducker's in particular came out straight after the full-time whistle against Everton, which to me screams of a bit of a brief from the club. Let me know if you think that is the case or if it's just Ducker putting his article out at a certain time. For me, it's a brief. And as well as these articles from the press, Jose Mourinho was asked directly about Paul Pogba by BT Sport before the Wayne Rooney's testimonial against Everton, and here is what he had to say. "We are going to sign one more player, that's for sure. I don't want to speak about Paul because he's a Juventus player, but the reality is that we are going to sign one more player. As you know, the market closes on August 31st, so we have plenty of time to do that. But obviously, I'd like to do it before the season starts." Now, this is not the first time that Mourinho has been asked directly on Pogba. It's pretty much verbatim for his last response. He's a man who is trained in the media to perfection. He's done it in countless countries with countless clubs. He knows what to say, when to say it, and when not to say things. And this is one of those times, you know, when you've got such a complicated deal as Pogba, you don't want to come out and start saying, he's a cracking box-to-box midfielder. He'll slot in nicely alongside Schneiderlin. Hopefully he can deliver a few assists to Ibrahimovic. He's not going to say that, is he? We want him to. He's not going to. This is Mourinho we're talking about. He knows what he's doing. So he's not going to give the press the snippets they are hoping for, but he confirms that we're getting that fourth signing. And if it's not going to be Paul Pogba, who's it going to be? Let me know who you think any potential fourth signing could be if it's not Paul Pogba, but it will be. And in the latest chapter of Paul Pogba to Manchester United, we've got an Adidas store in France. We've got Juventus shirts. We've got the number 10 being on the back of it, but not Paul Pogba's number. As you can see here, there is a picture from Twitter of somebody who found it in France of an Adidas store that's selling number 10 shirts with Dybala number 10 on the back of it. Now, Paul Pogba's current number at Juventus is number 10. So this is either they've accidentally let the cat out of the bag of this store in Adidas, they've simply made a mistake in the print, or it's a Photoshop. We prefer the first story, but let me know what you think in the comments below. Is this simply a Photoshop? Have I fallen for it? Have I been duped? Lots of people are saying it's real. Let me know your comments, but I suppose it's reached that stage now. We're all desperate for Pogba to be announced, that we're looking at things like this and getting excited about it, but that's how on the edge the United fans are right now. They just simply want to hear that Pogba is a Manchester United player. And if we're looking in the Spanish press, obviously people are still worried about Real Madrid coming in at the last minute, swooping, and Man United being left empty-handed. We can see that in AS, Marca, Sport, and Mundo Deportivo, they're all focusing completely on Real Madrid and Barcelona's pre-season friendlies that they played on Wednesday night against Leicester and Bayern Munich respectively. Not a peep about Pogba. And then if we look at the Italian press, we can see that Corriere dello Sport, Gazzetta dello Sport, neither of them mention anything to do with Pogba. And we can see Tutto Sport's front page has got a feature on Dybala, talking about how he's going to hopefully sign a new contract. Basically, it looks like they're moulding him into their new main man. And they mentioned about the number 10 shirt as well. So maybe that goes full circle back to the Adidas story that we just reported as well. But Not really much is being said about Pogba in the wider European press now. Last week it was really, really loud. This week, not much is being happening. And to finish here, we've got an article on Sky Sports from Phil Neville. He is saying that Paul Pogba is worth £100 million to Manchester United. He's saying he's obviously one of the best central midfielders in the world at age 23 already. He's saying that he wouldn't be a Xabi Alonso or a Paul Scholes type player, but he'd be that powerful box-to-box all-round midfielder that can solve Man United's problems and bring that physical presence and power that we've lacked for years. And the question I wanted to ask you is, can you give me a reason as a fan why Pogba wouldn't be worth £100 million to Manchester United if he does solve our problems in midfield? Because it's our responsibility as fans to want the best for our team, not the best for our club as a business. And we shouldn't care how much this player is going to cost if he's going to come in and solve our problems. What's more frustrating? Sitting there complaining about how we don't have a central midfield, or sitting there and thinking, wow, we spent a lot of money on a player? I know which situation I'd rather have, but I want to hear your thoughts. Is Pogba worth £100 million to Manchester United? If not, give me a reason why. And that is it for today's update on Pogba. Again, there's no confirmation, but we are standing by what we said last week. The deal is done. We are simply waiting for the announcement of the agreement. Hopefully it comes before the Community Shield on Sunday, but we've only got 48 hours until then, so maybe it won't happen. Fingers crossed it does, because I'm getting bored of Pogba stories. You're probably getting bored of hearing my voice. Hopefully we can just see Pogba standing there, smiling, holding that United shirt. Make sure you drop a like on the video, as always, and subscribe to United People's TV if you're new, and we'll see everybody soon. Take it easy.
Bull Street FC has been formed, and the guys on your fan channel are going to be taking part in our first game, the Game of Fans, against Spencer FC's #United. If you don't want to miss out on any of the action, all you've got to do is subscribe to the Bull Street channel right now. Do it right now so that you can say, I was there when we were shit.